Non-conformity. Non-conformity is non-fulfillment of a requirement, which means that there is an evidence that there is some non-fulfillment. So for raising a non-conformity, our intention is to assess conformity, how good the organization is, where they are conforming to the requirement. In the process, we find that they are not in conformity with certain requirements. So we raise non-conformity. So non-conformity is non-fulfillment of a requirement. So when you raise a non-conformity, there are three elements. You can call it RED, requirement, evidence of a deviation, and there is a deviation. So there must be an evidence. Without evidence, you cannot raise a non-conformity. That is the evidence-based approach to auditing. So you have got a requirement. That requirement come from any criteria. It could be contractual requirement, it could be your own requirement, organization's own requirement, ISO 9000 requirement, when you are talking about quality management system, 14,000 requirement, business continuity requirement, a business continuity management system requirement, energy management system requirement, legal requirement, wherever the requirement is coming from. Now, there is a deviation. For example, review records not available for contract number so and so as required by ISO 9001 2015 clause number 8.2, which is requirement for products and services. So, and standard requires review records are retained as documented information. So, in this particular case, we found that it is not being retained. So, it is not available. Contract number so and so is the objective evidence, and the requirement is ISO 9001 2015 clause number so and so. So all these three elements are there. So when you raise a non-conformity, these three elements must be there. These three parts must be there. Now, major non-conformity. Non-conformities are categorized as major and minor non-conformity. So what is a major non-conformity? Major non-conformity is a non-conformity that affects the capability of the organization and its quality management system to achieve the intended results. In other words, the organization's quality management system has serious flaws that this will not allow. This organization will not be able or may not be able to produce the right quality of product and services. They have got serious flaws in the system. Possibly they are not reviewing the contracts, or they have got process problem and serious problem in purchase process, so they will buy faulty material, or project execution process, or project management process, or contract review process, or whatever process. So there is an element of management system that is failing significantly, which casts doubt on the organization's ability or capability to achieve intended results. So the non-conformity can be classified as major under the following circumstances when it is happening. If there is a significant doubt that the effective process control is in place, that it is not in place, or that product or service will meet the requirement. We have got a doubt that it will not meet. Whether it will meet is a doubt. Whether the process will produce effective result is very much doubtful. So when you are convinced that there is a significant doubt the organization cannot produce the product and services that the organization wants to achieve or produce the product and services for their customer, then you have to raise it as a major non-conformity. A number of minor non-conformity associated with the same requirement would demonstrate a systematic failure or systemic failure and thus constitute a major non-conformity. For example, you found a minor non-conformity control of document in one area. A wrong drawing is going. You find in another department they are not having control of external document or document of external origin, which are very relevant for them. You find the control of document has got a problem in almost all the departments. These are minor individually, but together this element is not well established. So this means when there is an isolated deviation associated with the same requirement across the organization, a minor non-conformity combined together can become a major non-conformity. Let me give an example. It was observed that contract review process was not established effectively. That is the opinion of the audit team. How they found? They have taken 4 samples. All 4 had the problems. So in 4 out of 4 random samples, which means in 4 out of 4 they found this. So it is quite likely that there will be several other cases where the similar problems will be there. The auditors have got no time to go through all sample records, all the jobs executed. So auditors will take random sample. So they have taken one sample, they found problem. Second sample, there also problem. Third random sample, there is also problem. Fourth random sample, there is also problem. That means there is a serious issue and casting doubt that effectiveness of the management system. So it says their observation is in 4 out of 4 random samples, review records were not available as required by ISO 9001 2015 clause number 8.2 for contract number so and so. So they have given objective evidences that these are the contracts were taken randomly, and in all these it was found that there is no contract review records. So this is a major non-conformity. Now, what is a minor non-conformity? A non-conformity that does not warrant serious issues. A non-conformity that does not affect the capability of the management system to achieve its intended results. There may be isolated deviation in a process, but you are convinced that it is an isolated deviation. This doesn't cast doubt that this organization cannot really produce the intended output. They will not be able to execute the project, or they will not be able to execute the order on time. So there may be, for example, few joints had problems. 1 or 2 flanges had problems. 1 order out of 5 purchase samples, you found that one supply evolution record was not available. And that's not a very critical supply. So these are issues that need to be taken into consideration, but that do not cast doubt on their ability that they will not be able to meet the requirement of their own management system and the customer. So minor non-conformity is a non-conformity that does not affect the capability of the organization to achieve intended results. I hope this is clear. You will raise non-conformity, you will practice raising non-conformity, and you will evaluate also corrective action in upcoming sessions when you will be involved in real-life auditing as well as simulated auditing during the tutor-guided sessions.